Hello, everyone. Hi. So, welcome to this wonderful celebration here at the Mayernik Center. If you don't know, I'm son. Everybody calls me Germ. Well, everybody on that side of the room is glad everybody could make on such short notice. Your invitation wasn't lost. We all found out about this around the same time. It was about 3 years ago that Dad was giving this speech at my wedding. And standing up here right now, in front of all of you, half of you I never met before, I have no idea why he asked me if he could do that. I've been nervous about the speech since about 30 seconds after you told me you were having a wedding. So, being a wedding photographer, these are my people. I'm assuming by now you know that that's what I do. Been to 30 weddings this year, and every single one during the speeches, I kind of took mental notes and figured out what worked, what didn't. So if I ever had to give a speech at a wedding, I'd know what to do. Did not think the first speech I gave would be at my dad's wedding. So on that note, I'm going to get into this. I want to start by thanking Kelly, the coordinator here at the Mayernik. This venue could not be more perfect, and she could not have been more accommodating with all of this. I want to thank the bartenders for having 2 separate cocktail hours. I hope that wasn't too hard on anybody here. I also want to thank any other employees that are running around here helping out. And I also want to thank the caterer, Monteverde's, which you'll all find out how good they are in well whenever I finish the speech. Especially I want to thank the DJs, Absolute Clarion, Brian and Marcy. They came all the way here from Clarion, and we asked them to come all the way here because we knew they were that good and we knew we needed them. I also want to give a super special thanks to my wife, Amanda, over there with like 3 cameras on her. She put this whole event together without even a second thought. In fact, I don't even think she had a first thought. Neither of us can remember the conversation that started all of this. She pulled all of this together in about a month, less if we count the holidays. And I'm really proud of her for that. And the fact that I don't think she burned herself on hot glue gun even once. So if we can all give her a hand real quick. She's really going to be mad at me for that later, so thank you. And I also want to thank our assistant, Allison, that one right there, because she fixes problems before we even notice they're out there. She also gave us a very particular practice we needed for this wedding, which was we planned for the wedding in 26 days. So I'll also thank her for that. Also, Katrina and Elizabeth, who I didn't know you guys were coming, so thank you. More cameras. So, Barb, yeah, spent a really long time thinking of what to say to you up here. And I realized you don't need my marriage advice because, I don't have any. And you don't need me up here listing wedding cliches because everybody's heard those at every wedding, so that's not very helpful. But I got started thinking about fate, which I know how much you guys like that concept, and the fact that it got everyone here today. And from there I got started thinking, what is the difference between a fairy tale and a tall tale? And that got one story in mind. So I was around 10, Dad was living in West End, and for some reason we decided to walk up to my grandma's house on Mount Washington. And assuming most people are familiar with that, that's a bit of a walk. And it's probably my idea. I've always been very into walks, and had what was probably an unhealthy lack of fear of the city at night. I guess that's being a young thing. So the only reasonable route for us to take up to Mount Washington from West End was Greenleaf Street, which if none of you are familiar with Greenleaf Street, it's this, everybody's laughing, okay. It is a crazy steep switchbacking road that was such an affront to nature that the mountain has been trying to take it back ever since they built it. We could not have been more than a few steps up the hill before we realized that we had gotten ourselves into a bit of a problem. And Dad made about the most dad idea he could come up with was that we walk up the hill back hill because it would be good for our quads. Which, if you know Dad, that's about as dad as you get. So we make it to the top of the hill. He's probably a little unamused with me. But I'm saved because I can hear motorcycles rumbling up in the parking lot, and this side of the room knows that gets his attention. And as we get closer, I realize it's 3 guys warming up their bikes in a parking lot. They're nice looking bikes. And the sidewalk's going to take us within like 3 feet of them. So Dad's going to say something to them. Yeah. So before we get close enough though, one of them yells, "Is that Herman?" And he was confused because, you hadn't been in that area for a good bit. And turns out none of the guys actually knew Dad. They just kind of knew of him. And these kind of stories started, each one more ridiculous than the last. And Dad denied all of them or act confused. Maybe that was for my sake. I don't know what was going on there. But the story I always remember was one of them said something about being in a speeding truck that crested one of those steep Mount Washington roads and got like 20 feet of air. And as we were walking away later, Dad said, "There's no way that story's true. I never owned a truck." Not because, everybody in that truck would have died. So, the youngest of the group chimed in at the end that he most definitely had never met Dad. But all he knew about Dad, all he ever heard, was that he had the baddest car and the coolest girl. So, Dad, I'm not sure I'll ever forgive you for getting rid of that car, but I'm glad you got the girl back. So, it may have taken 30 years, but here's to the next 30 years.
That was a really great story. It really makes me wish I would have gone first. I have 3 pages, so buckle up. I have a lot to get off of my chest. So those of you that don't know me, I'm Barbara's older sister. I'm older by 364 days. My birthday is April 12th and hers is April 11th. And she really just did that so she could open up the presents first. It's true. But seriously, I could not imagine life without Barbara. Okay. In case you don't know Barbara, she is one of the kindest, gentlest souls that I know. Unbelievably good, and she always thinks that everybody's doing the very best that they can. She loves animals, birds, butterflies, and then, not particularly in that order, she also loves her family too. So, I wanted to tell you a couple stories about Barbara before I move on to Herman. Herman already told me he was pretty nervous about what I might say. While we were dancing, I assured him it wasn't going to be that bad. So, anyway, Barbara does love her family. She did miss one of our family vacations like 2 years ago because she wanted to stay home and take care of her sick cat. So, and that's true. She loves animals so much. So one night, she told the story about one night about sitting out on her stoop, and it's nighttime, and she's sitting there and she sees what she thinks is her kitty in the bushes. And she says, "Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty." Imagine her surprise when what came out and brushed up against her ankles was a raccoon. So she's always been able to attract animals. I've been with her before too, when she's like, yeah, this butterfly's gonna land on my finger. I'm like, bullshit. She puts her finger out and the butterfly lands on it. So this is, I should be telling you, everybody over there probably already knows this story. But I also have to tell you a hummingbird story. So Barbara had a hummingbird that used to come visit her every day in her garden. And she would tell us all, "Oh, this hummingbird comes to see me." We're like, yeah, sure, Barb. And so it came to see her for a long time, and then tragically it died. But it came to see her, and it died on her patio. Oh. Yeah. So one day, her daughter Lindsay was going through her purse, and she finds a box in it. She opens it up, and she goes, "Mom, what is that in your purse? Is that a dead hummingbird?" That's true. And Barb says, "Yeah, it's a dead hummingbird. I put it in my purse so that I could prove to everybody I'm not crazy." says, "Mom, how's that working out for you?" So then my dad, who's not here tonight, but he actually went online and he ordered her a stuffed hummingbird, just a little stuffed animal, and he sent it to her with a note that said, "This is to replace the dead hummingbird in your purse." We all laughed because we were like, imagine the surprise of the Amazon person that got to write that gift note. So Barbara always sticks up for the underdog and always thinks everybody's doing the best that they can. I'm better for knowing her, and I've appreciated her insights and guidance throughout the years. I'm so glad that she reunited with Herman, and I'm happy to see their joy and happiness in finding each other. I've known Herman since he was in high school, and I've always considered him to be one of the good ones. So for a while, when they split, he kept in touch with our family, and I'll never forget him coming up. For a while there, he was a chauffeur for a gentleman that owns a Rolls Royce. So he made a special trip over to take my parents for a ride in the Rolls Royce. I'll never forget the look on my dad's face, how thrilled he was to see, the Rolls Royce and go for a ride in it. Do you remember that? Yeah. And then I have to also say, Herman looked really hot in his chauffeur hat. That's the part I remember. So since Barbara and Herman have been together, I've had a chance to spend some time with him on family vacations, as well as other holidays and family gatherings. I appreciate his sense of humor and his willingness to make drinks for us. I like to hear stories about his son, Germ. He talks about you a lot. My favorite story is about how he came up with the name Germ. I guess your real name's Herman, right? So you were Herman the German. Which I guess you said, I just want to be known as Germ. And Herman said, which aligns with what I think of him, he said, "That's fine, good, you can be German." And he just thought it was going to fizzle out.
How'd that work out?
But it never did fizzle out. I appreciate the way Herman is going to he doesn't pass judgment on us. Herman was with us for Thanksgiving, and we all got really drunk. We drunk called my brother, and we played inappropriate board games, and Herman didn't even blink an eye. I said, "Is this the way your family celebrates Thanksgiving?" And he said, "Not really." He was right there too when my mom and my two sisters were hugging each other, and my mom was drunk calling everybody and saying, "I have the best family ever." Mostly though, I appreciate Herman's clear and unwavering love of my sister. I'm really happy for both of you. I love both of you, and I'll be happy to be part of the journey and making memories together. Although Barbara couldn't even remember we did Christmas grad night. This is like a private joke, but I need to point out that I've said nothing about my college graduation. To wrap up, I'm going to sing a song. It's a song that my sister sent to me for my birthday, so I changed the lyrics to be appropriate for a wedding. It's the Happy Birthday song by Carole King. And I'm just kidding, I won't sing. But I am going to read the lyrics. So, happy wedding day to you. Celebrate your day in style. Tonight I want to see you smile. Your whole life is in front of you. You've only just begun. So happy wedding day. The best is yet to come. Happy wedding day to you. The good things I can say about you are infinite. But I will only take a minute to say the world is better with you in it. To both of you, with both of you in it. So happy wedding day. You know just how to be. Happy wedding day. I'm so glad you're here with me. To know you is to love you is to be blessed. So happy wedding day, you deserve the best. Every time I ever reach out for you, you never let me down. Anytime you're ever in need of a friend, I'm always here. And happy wedding day. You're everything that's good. You're everything that matters. I would give you the world if I could. You'll always be a part of me and all that I get through. So happy wedding day, dear sister and Herman. May all your dreams come true. Happy wedding day to you. So I don't know who still has a drink left or who's not crying. I can't think of anything else to make them cry. But cheers to Barbara and Herman. Happy wedding day.
On behalf of Barb and Herman, I would like to thank you and welcome you to join in celebrating this event. My name is Steve, and I'm a friend of Herman's. I met him a few years ago. And when Barb called me a couple weeks ago and asked if I could do the roast for him, I hadn't jumped on the chance. To give a little background, I met Herman at Planet Fitness. There was, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Planet Fitness, but there's a section where there's treadmills and ellipticals and another area with free weights and weight machines and another room back in the corner with you can take classes, and then there's this yellow room, and it's got some steps in it, and I'm really not sure what all that equipment's for. It's for your remedial. So I'm walking up to the water fountain to fill my bottle up, and on the way back, I'm passing the yellow room, and I needed to get a paper towel to wipe off some equipment, and there's Herman in there working out. I've never seen anybody in there before. So we started up a conversation and quickly became friends. And so we started working out together, and during our workouts, we would have conversations. And I don't know if anybody's ever experienced a conversation with Herman, but it's kind of like a data-thon. And it's just a little bit of detail, maybe a little bit more detail than you need. And I would tell about him, he would say, well, I'm just trying to paint a picture. But his picture painting is equivalent to what Michelangelo did to the Sistine Chapel. So during those workouts and so we started working out together, and during those conversations, I learned a lot about him. I learned that, the things that he really loved, which was his son, his brothers, his Harley, and guys, that's not the order that he loves them. and I really could never figure out the Harley because I drive a Honda Goldwing and it's so much quieter and smoother. And his conversations really involved his family, his friends. I feel like I know Nick and Dan because he talked about them all the time, every day. And then Barb came into his life, and Barb, he actually spoke about you a lot before you came into his life the second time. And the words that he used to describe you are kind and loving. He never says, just, I know that he loves you. And you really changed his life. You got him out of the yellow room. and it's, I'm very happy for you. So if you could do a toast with me and lift your glasses. And Herman, Barb, I wish you have this time.
Hi, everybody. I just want to start off on Nancy and Barbara's sister. And congratulations to Barbara and Herman. I'm up here to give the prayer for the meal that we're about to receive. You can bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all together on this beautiful day to celebrate the matrimony of Barbara and Herman. When two people are meant to be, nothing and no one can stop them. They may get lost a time or two on their journey, but true love will always conquer. That's the beauty of love. You always end up with the right person at the right time, regardless of any other factor. We ask you, Lord, to bless this couple in their future together. May they be strengthened by the love and encouragement of those gathered here today. If times get hard, may they remember the commitment they made today and the joy that brought them together. Lord, we ask you for your blessing upon this meal. May it nourish us and bring us strength in your love. Bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen.